Howdy, y'all. Joe Hills here, recording as I always do in Nashville, Tennessee. And today I was thinking about extending my little crazy nether garden here by adding a post out this way somewhere. I still need to get more of them longfall boots. This is a perennial problem, it seems, that I probably should have dealt with already. Now, what I figure I'm going to do first is find a nice little place for the tentacle to kind of have taken root. I want to do it high enough up that I don't have to worry about it. Maybe I'll kind of do it up here and then have it kind of drape down like this, kind of boom, just kind of have it flowing down into the area down there. Cool. So one of the things I like about Minecraft is it lets me kind of do silly, repetitive things like make giant sculpture, like nether brick things like this, and just kind of zone out, Now, when I'm talking to you guys, obviously it's disrespectful to actually fully zone out, but it is, one of those things where I can just kind of be like, okay, I'm not going to do anything too insanely mentally taxing for a bit. I actually just got off of the Skype with Eric Badger, who is one of the organizers of Kineticon, which is a big convention up in, you guessed it, Connecticut, and that is going to be the weekend before PlayOnCon. So if any of you guys wanted to go to PlayOnCon but couldn't make it all the way down to Birmingham, Alabama, because you live way up there in the Northeast, well, you'll get to see me and Art in Connecticut. So that's pretty exciting. Now, what I like to do with these is just kind of make sure that I have a significant number of blocks I lay down on each layer. So this one already has around 16 blocks on this layer. So I'd want to make sure to do at least 16 blocks on the next layer. And I like to kind of shear them around a little bit. So we come up here and it's like, whoops, well, whatever. Oh no, Red Eyes, no, you have fallen. You are unlikely to be getting up from your high place. At least Red Eyes never has to worry about getting off his high horse, because he'll fall before he needs to get. Anyway, so that's about 16 blocks. Wow, my mouse is not being cooperative. Whoa, okay. 16 blocks or so there. I'm going to come up another level, kind of twist it around a little bit, have some fun with it. And, so, like, everybody gets different things out of games. And some people, it's just like, okay, I want to beat somebody, I want to compete. Other people's like, oh, I just want to make something or zone out or goof off. And that's kind of the interesting and dangerous thing for me. Like when I look at a lot of those like iPhone games or indie games where you just kind of like zone out. Like I love them. Like I understand why my brain likes them all the time. But I also know like, oh, if I'm doing this, I'm not getting work done. And that's good if you're just trying to have fun, but not necessarily ideal, when you have a lot of responsibility. And I was thinking, though, I would spend this kind of talking about, like, relaxation or hobbies and whatnot. Like, if you never shut off your brain, like, if you'll just never get anywhere. You will burn out so fast. Or actually, you will get somewhere. You'll get burned out. And then you will explode. Because being on fire and then having explosions is way more interesting than just being on fire for a little while and then quietly fizzling. So we're just going to kind of come this way with this. This is kind of going pretty severely this way. So let's kind of give it more of a radical shift out here toward our bridge. And, like, it is just one of those things where people being able to stretch something out and just kind of focus on it for a minute can be really helpful for the mind. Now, that's one of the reasons that the, meditation folks like to do that thing, as they inhale and breathe. Kind of gives them something to focus on as they try not to think about anything. And just practicing not thinking about anything is really good because it lets you practice not thinking about something that's bothering you. Which, I'm not saying you should ignore your problems by any means, but if, like, some guy is being a jerk and bothering you, sometimes it's better to ignore him, and being in practice at ignoring things that distract you from whatever you're doing is helpful in a case like that. Because, if you act impulsively, you might get into a fight that you might not survive, or somebody else might get hurt nearby who wasn't necessarily even doing anything wrong in the first place. And so, just next time you try and play a game where you zone out, maybe try making it into an actual, meditation exercise where you're, explicitly trying not to think about anything. If you realize you're thinking about anything, you've lost at your meditation game. Just kind of mix it up a bit. Speaking of mixing it up, that's far too smooth a wall there. Okay, cool. That'll give that some depth there. And we're actually above the tree line enough that I think I can start lighting fires without having to worry about fire spread killing everything. Could probably get away with it there, too. I don't know why, I just really like making these. This is just one of the most calming things for me in Minecraft, just making these shapes. And I don't know, it's been a really fun last few weeks, really stressful too, but fun, especially going to PAX and everything. And, it's really one of those things. I keep saying it's really one of those things. Everything is really some sort of thing. It's probably made out of matter. Or if it's not made out of matter, it's probably a wave. It might be a particle and a wave, like light. That would be exceptional. Like light. Pretty fast stuff. Impressively fast, in fact, some would say. But, I'm not just going to sit here and talk about how quick light is all the time. It's also, my wife is away for the weekend, and I gotta say, it is really weird being in a house without a baby now. I'm so used to it. I don't know how people who, lose their children cope with it. Because I'm just looking around and I'm like, there's all this baby stuff, but there's no baby. And it's I know she's coming home safe soon, from visiting her grandparents and whatnot. But, just the fact that, every part of me is aware that the baby is not here constantly. I'm just I want to see the baby. Why isn't the baby here? I feel like anytime, I'm not, it's one of the, it's weird too, because I'm not resting as well, because, when the baby was here, normally when the baby is here, I guess I should say, I would just be okay, baby's asleep, gotta get rest right now. But now there's, no urgency to it, and so I'm just well, I could rest anytime I want, and then it's well, I'll do it later, whatever. I don't know. I shouldn't waste this time. I've been trying to get all sorts of stuff cleaned and fixed up while Marion is away, though. Hopefully the baby's grandparents are having a fun time with her, but I will, I figure, I should get started. We're building a half wall in our living room because our one-bedroom apartment will not be any good once the baby starts having, motion. She's already, pretty strong because we exercise with her a lot. It helps her sleep, and, she has a lot of fun exercising and wriggling around and stuff, but I'm starting to get worried that she's going to be crawling too, quicker than we expect. So we got to get all the computer stuff behind the half wall and put up a baby gate and stuff, because we cannot afford an additional bedroom at this time. So let's see. Also, it's kind of interesting to me how you can just kind of do something little and tedious like this, or it's not even tedious because I'm not bored by it. I'm just doing it to zone out or to have fun, chatting with you guys in a non-stressful environment. And even though I'm just putting a whole bunch of little pieces here bit by bit, it turns into these things, and I think that that's kind of neat. I like seeing how things develop with a bunch of little actions. And see, I've got one of those all the way out there, which is the perfect jumping off point. Got one here. I kind of figure maybe I should just try and make one of these. If I had made one of these every week since I got on Hermitcraft, this place would be, I've been on Hermitcraft for probably more than probably 45 weeks or so now. I'd have 45 of these pillars, and they take no time to make, and they're so relaxing. I could do a show where it's like the weekly pillar, catch up on all the pillar-related news with Joe Hills. And I'd be like, oh, meanwhile, in Pillars, Greece, it's actually like Pylos, I think. But you get the idea. Man. One of my friends is actually having his, like, bachelor party camping trip soon. I'm reminded of this because he wrote a play with me once, kind of, that takes place partially near Pylos, Greece. And it's weird because I haven't actually been to a bachelor party ever. We ended up not having one for me because of all the insanity of organizing our wedding. It kind of got lost in the shuffle. It would be really... So I'm kind of looking forward to that. It'll be fun. It's just kind of a basic camping trip type stuff. He's really into outdoor stuff. We actually went to Philmont together in the Boy Scouts. If any of you guys are scouts, that's like the best place to go hiking in like the desert, which is a lot more fun than it sounds. Because, when you hike in the desert, you get all sorts of cool plants and stuff you don't see, around. Like, in Tennessee, we have enough woods for everybody. We're just like, oh, good. More woods. Wonderful. But, in the desert, it's like, oh, okay, here's all these weird flowers and stinging things, and I don't know what that is. That's fun. It's always neat seeing things you haven't seen before. That's probably one of the things I dislike most about playing Minecraft, like, on a big server with a bunch of people. It's kind of irresponsible for me to run around exploring stuff all the time, but I have so much fun exploring in Minecraft. Just kind of saying, okay, I'm going to pick a direction, I'm going to walk 10 days. That's pretty cool. I don't know. I always liked that. This is kind of rambly. I should probably talk about other stuff, too. We are planning the Kickstarter for Pitfalls and Penguins Monsters Manual, or it's going to be something like Dr. Thaddeus Manuel's Monsters for Pitfalls and Penguins, and kind of working out some of the Kickstarter goals for that. At the $2,000 level, honestly, probably no one is going to pay $2,000 for this prize, but I thought it was cool, so we put it in anyway. Describe the worst traits of your ex. We will use these to inspire us to create a new monster. I think it's cool letting fans, throw stuff out like that. But you have to be really careful not to say, like, promise something too specific or, like, unfortunately specific. Because, like, if we were like, yeah, we'll draw a picture of your ex as a monster, that's not funny. But if somebody's like, so my ex was always borrowing my t-shirts and then, and my hoodies, and she would never return them, and... and then, 3 or 4 other things. We might just, like, go, borrows t-shirts, doesn't return them. Okay, so this is a monster that steals your armor. Really hard to get back, that sort of thing. I don't know. We would loosely interpret it. And I think that's fun for us, too, loosely interpreting things. Because, if you wanted to loosely interpret... Well, no, wait, I've already made that joke about Harry Potter. Dang it. Well, if you wanted to loosely interpret... Oh my goodness, now I can't think of a single other thing ever. I'm like, okay, if you wanted to loosely interpret Battletech, haven't seen it. Battlestar Galactica, haven't seen it. Batman. Okay, we're still on the BATs. Wow, that's kind of scary. My brain is going alphabetically through properties of the intellect. Oh, man. Something that doesn't start with bat. Baseball. Now all I can think of is baseball. This is why I need to play video games meditatively to clear my head. I cannot disengage from this thought. It's terrifying. Now the only way to really appreciate, though, these sorts of constructs is to go view them from a distance. Like down there. Yes. Precisely. Okay. So we're just going to come back up real quick and take a look at that. And hopefully it looks roughly satisfactory. If not, we can always even it out later. Yeah, it's kind of a little bit more diagonal than I would like. A lot of these are more kind of rambly or wavy and stuff. But yeah, I think I can, I'm gonna die if I keep walking on these bridges and stuff. Oh well. I can shape it out later. I think for this video, though, between talking, like, I'm clearly tired. Even with the baby gone, I'm not caught up on my sleep yet, and it'll take a whole week to get caught up on sleep, probably. And I don't know. But I also want to make cool things for you and clean my apartment. Because, honestly, when I came home from PAX, Marion was pretty much spending all her energy just keeping up with the baby. So the apartment got super messy. But, you know, because I wasn't there to, like, do all the chores I would normally do. And so we're kind of a few days behind on chores, which is my fault because I went to a convention and left her to take care of the baby. So, you know, I've just been trying to get everything under control. But I should go get some rest now. And anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video. And I will say, until next time, y'all, this is Joe Hills from Nashville, Tennessee. Keep adventuring and gaming and experimenting with mental techniques of the meditative arts. You know, some people make videos where they build chicken farms, but wow. It kind of looks like a guy stabbing a snake. Okay.